It's Sunday evening, it's 7 p.m. UK time, 8 p.m. Central European time. It can only mean one thing. It's ESC Fan TV. And tonight we're going to do all things Germany. So let's introduce our gorgeous international panel of guests tonight. All the way from Scotland, it's Donna and Ian. Yeah, you're on mute. It's all right, we don't care. Let's say hello to Paul and Andrew. Hello, Paul and Andrew.
Hello,
Hi,
everyone.
everyone. Hi, it's good to see you. And all the way from Denmark land, we're in for a treat later on. You need to watch the next hour. It's Thomas.
Good evening, guys. Oh, einen wunderschönen guten Abend. I have my German beer. I'm ready to party in the nightclub.
Oof, good. I like the enthusiasm. You've not been here all year like us lot. So we're at Germany. They've participated 67 times. They didn't participate in 1996 because there were too many people entered. And the EBU went, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, not you. So they didn't enter. Obviously, they didn't do it in 2020 because nobody did. So they've won it twice, in 1982 with Nicole and in 2010 with Lena. The contest comprised of 2 heats with 12 songs in each heat, and the top 7 from each went through to the semi-final, and then the top 9 went through to the final. The heats and the semi were 100% jury. Then we got to the final. In the first round, they eliminated the bottom 4, and that was jury votes only. Then we went to the top 5 in the second round, where it was 100% televote, and each artist also did a cover version before they did their Eurovision song. So, before we go any further, shall we have a look at the ones that didn't make it to the second round?
Where I'll make it easy for your heart. Just love me like you love me. Once be
nightclub, party in the nightclub. Raise your fist up, drink another pint up. In the nightclub, party in the nightclub.
You said you would always be there, but you love, and I'm still here. Oh,
made up my mind, suffocate the darkness. My enemies lie, suffering in endless.
So there we have it. It was Benjamin Bratt's Like You Love Me. Hang on a minute, because my phone's just decided that it's going to make a noise. For Schwantz with Nightclub, Cosby, I'm Still Here, and Ulika with Empress. So let's go to Thomas first. What did you think of these 4, and were they the right ones to be eliminated?
Yeah, let me start with Benjamin Price. I think he's a cute little boy with a absolutely amazing voice. His cover song with the Robbie Williams Angels, wow, it was almost better than Robbie's, in my opinion at least. So, okay, if it was a good song, in my opinion, it was fair enough he didn't go through. Feuerswanz, ja, geile Nummer, guter Song. Aber, yeah, it didn't go anywhere. It started at 120, it ended at 120, so it didn't go anywhere. But it's absolutely a party song, good energy, all that. But we have a not crazy act this year, so let's not have another one. If Germany absolutely have to send a rock song, they should have gone to From Fall to Spring in the semifinal too. That was a proper rock song. So if you haven't watched it, go find it on YouTube. It's a good song. What do we have? Cosby, absolutely one of the favorites for me of that evening. Emotional lyrics, great performance, good voice. So in my opinion, Cosby should have gone to the super final, as well as Julika with Empress. Good song, amazing voice. Yeah, those 2, in my opinion, should have gone to the super final.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Thomas. Paul and Andrew, what did you think of these 4? Mute. Mute. Still on mute.
Okay, yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, I thought that Benjamin was again, he was like cute young lad, you know, just out of school, really. I thought, to be honest, I think in his cover version, it was good, but I thought he looked terrified, and to a certain extent during his actual song as well. Great song, lovely voice. Just don't think it was really strong enough, so it's probably best. I would like to see him come back in a couple of years, or you know, once he's got a bit more stage presence, or you know, a bit more experience. Feuerschwanz nightclub. Yeah, it's very much like, I think, very much like Lord of the Lost, and I think that might be why they didn't choose it. That was a great song. I thought it was catchy. Very Eurovision, would have done very well probably, but well, actually no, because Lord of the Lost didn't do very well. So maybe I don't know. It would do well in the nightclubs, let's say. And Crosby, I thought her cover version was horrendous, to be quite honest with you. I thought she murdered Whitney Houston's song.
She did, yeah. It was. And we were all sort of going,
Wincing, yeah. However, her song was actually lovely. I thought that was really nice. Had real emotion, told a story. Her vocal again was a little bit dodgy, but I think that could have been worked on. However, she's not got through. Andrew?
Right, for me, I think Cosby and Julia, they didn't deserve to be in the super final. Benjamin Bratt's, I actually really liked that song. I thought it was quite sweet. I get the fact that I think he was very nervous, and it was almost like I think he actually arrived at the competition 2 years too early. And I think if he'd got a bit more experience, then he would have been able to hold it. And I think he would have been able to sell the song better as well. I don't normally like songs like Nightclub, but for some reason, I think Everything All In, it actually worked. It actually was sort of like just one of those songs that, you know, I should hate, but actually did work. And I also thought it was really, really good that they were singing the praises of Channel 4's Jon Snow.
Yeah, lots of people mentioned, and you know,
there's one for the international audience, everybody.
well, lots of heroes in it. You know, some Star Wars heroes. Obi-Wan.
I know it wasn't Channel 4's Jon Snow, but it was.
We know you know.
It was.
We've not really talked about Julika as well, but I mean, that was, I thought it was a kind of very sort of like a reply to or a follow-up for something that Olivia Rodriguez. I thought it reminded me of her Vampire song. Well, it was a bit dark, interesting staging.
Do you think, though, that we've seen enough big frocks on a plinth to last us a lifetime?
Very big frock on a flip. Yep. The same old big dress trick, really. Just slightly revamped. Perhaps there was a little F-bomb that she would have had to get rid of as well. So, anyway, yeah. Again, it didn't get through, so probably right.
Thank you very much, Donna and Ian. Should plinths be banned at Eurovision?
If people want to do well, maybe.
It's a bit overused, isn't it? It looks good. That's why people keep going back to it.
Yeah.
And you can do variations on it, but yeah, we've seen it before, and we'll see it again.
Do you think they just share one plinth, or they make a new plinth every time, or they just put it in a storeroom and go, yeah, we haven't used that for a while, get that out?
Well, it depends if the mechanism needs to go up and down, or whether she just has to stay there.
Yeah.
You know, I think they might do. They could put shares in it and get some money back. You never know. You
improve the green credentials of the competition by recycling the sets.
It's a sustainable show. Anyway, no, I thought Julika was. She got a really lovely, strong voice. And she's not actually that old. She's only 23. She's one of the youngest ones of the contest. But she's been singing since she was like 9 or something. You know, she comes from a musical family, so it was almost part of the course for her. And I think she will do really well. But yeah, she kind of looked like a maypole stuck on top of that.
Yeah.
I thought she looked like a giant maypole.
Yeah, and all they needed to do was sort of do a little dance around her, and then
Yeah.
she'd have looked very pretty. But nothing to do with the song, sadly. So yeah, I was trying to think. I would have liked her to advance, but I don't know how the staging would have worked for her at all. So yeah, maybe best not that she was there. It's a shame. Cosby, I felt the same as you guys, to be honest. Just a little bit like the vocal wasn't right. I don't know whether she wasn't very well or she just has a certain style that sounds a bit off. But yeah, her vocal delivery, not necessarily the group as a whole, just didn't work for me at all. Although I love the lyrics of their song, the actual competitive song. Yeah, it was borderline, so I wasn't too upset that it didn't get through. Benjamin, bless him, he's only 24 as well, and he's currently studying at the minute music composition, and he's I think he just needs like you say, a little bit more experience, but engagement with the
Looks like
audience.
he's done about 16.
Yeah, I know, they all look very baby faced, don't they? But his song style, I think, probably sounds a bit outdated at the moment. So maybe when he gets a little bit more experience, he can work out how that style fits in a more modern pop sound. But otherwise, he sang it really well, actually, considering he was wandering around all over the place rather than on the stage. I thought he did a great job. And then there was Firetail. I still can't say the German at all.
Yeah.
Oh, I love these guys. Why didn't they enter another year?
Yeah.
I think that's maybe what the thinking was, and certainly there has been some social media controversy behind the scenes regarding them not advancing to the final. Mayhap that the rules had changed. I don't know how many days before, but if social media is to be believed, rules have been changed by Stefan before the contest, so that the judges would then send 5 to a super final that then the televote could be voted on, not all of the participants. So some have been suggesting, whether this is true or not, that it was a deliberate move to keep Fürschwanz out of the final. But who knows? We will never know. They didn't make it, which is a shame. They were also on the same record label as Lord of the Lost, and were being really championed by Lord of the Lost.
Who?
Huh? Get out of it, you. like these guys. Yeah. They have a similar sort of sound, and they've got a market that they're already established in. So they wouldn't necessarily need. They're not a gimmick for gimmick's sake. This is what they do, which I felt was a shame, because this is a year where there's lots of gimmickry and it makes them look like something they're actually not. So my piece.
Well, thank you very much. Phil?
Yeah, I also thought Fürschwanz were robbed.
One-legged flute player, and let's party like it's 12:20. Come on!
Yeah. Violins as well. You don't get many rock bands with a violin.
Slavko guitarist, with swinging his hair around on the guitar, sparks flying out at the end of your guitar.
Yeah.
It had absolutely
awesome,
everything.
yeah.
Why is this not going to Eurovision?
Yeah. Although Aylestorm do have a hurdy-gurdy in their band now.
Oh, well, there you go.
A Patty.
It's Patty-gurdy.
Patty-gurdy, hurdy-gurdy.
I know, we've had Patty Gurdy with a hurdy-gurdy.
Yeah.
Benjamin Bratt. I mean, you said he looked young. I think it was just the big chair that did it for him.
It was dull, and the big chair from Leonora made a comeback.
Oh, Love Is Forever, yeah.
See, recycling. Yeah.
There you go. There
All
you
good
go.
for the environment.
Dull.
It was, yeah. It was pleasant enough, but there was no real impact, I didn't think, with it. I wasn't keen on Cosby either.
Did anyone else think that the start position of the lady was, and the camera angle, that's not good in any way, shape or form? I know the men folk, some of them are just gone straight over the head, but if you're a woman, you're automatically just going, oh, you don't want, no, don't put a camera anywhere near there. Thank you.
And Ulrika with Empress, that was all right. I like that. It was a bit of a moody song. I mean, she sang it really well. Her voice was fantastic.
I would like her to come back with a different song, because I thought her voice was fantastic, but that staging was so distracting and the song was just a bit rubbish. It's a shame, because she did have the most fantastic voice.
Yeah, it was a bit ploddy, that song. And she was on a plinth. We don't like plinths, do we?
I don't mind a plinth, and in the right context, a plinth is good, but not just a plinth for plinth's sake, for having a big frock that you can plait around her. I mean, that's just daft. Because how much money have they spent on that, and it's gone nowhere, and you're never going to use it again?
Turn to use the plinth.
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah, maybe it's our turn next year. We'll give them the trumpets, and we can have a plinth. So, Ian, what are the chat rooms saying?
Just after he's taken a mouthful.
I saw that. It's not that that's deliberate or anything.
Just Elliot following up with Donna's comments about the rules changes.
Yeah.
It seems to have. Yes, they all went to go through.
Yeah.
Was meant to be all 9 on the overall vote. But yeah, I think they've used that as a way of weeding out the fun ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware, I think that Stefan has been given like an ultimatum with this. They gave him quite a lot of money to do this, and they are saying, the German TV companies are saying, that if this doesn't work, you're not doing it again. That's what I've been told by one of my friends in Germany.
Oh, inside information.
Lots of controversy.
So, go on. No, that's fair enough. Stuff for everyone. If you're not going to talk to us, we won't talk back to you. So let's have a look at the 5 that went through to the second round.
No, nothing can stop us as long as we got love.
So that was the great Leslie, These Days, Leonora, This Bliss, Moschina, Nothing Can Stop Love, Aborentina, Bowler, and Liza, Lovers on Mars. Now, we won't discuss who won, because we don't want to spoil it for everybody. We'll do that in a minute. So let's go straight to Donna and Ian. What did you think of these 5, and were they the right 5?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, the great Leslie, I think they just tried to be Måneskin, but Måneskin were there first and did it better. Nothing particularly bad, but just no, it's been done. Somebody did the same thing better, so it doesn't work the second time. Leonora did like that one. It's the build from the gentle start into the big, more swing, brassy ending. I like that. Most Ken had a really nice, that's a really lovely ballad and great voice. And did the sensible thing of static, pretty, cracking feather bow he had.
Matched his shirt.
Yeah, that was good. Baller, no. I'm not big on dance stuff anyway, and that was just a mess. I can't remember any of the song. That's the problem. And Lovers on Mars, I really like that. That was probably, I think that was after Feuerschwanz, which is obviously my absolute favourite of the night. I do think Lovers on Mars is probably my second favourite. And
It Lisa's
Probably
one.
better for Eurovision as well, actually.
Well,
as a
Lisa's
song.
one, I think, probably out of all of them, reminded me a lot of what we expect from Eurovision nowadays, in a way. She hadn't really got a gimmick as such, but this year seems to also be the let's stage people on aerials of some description. So whether it's the artists themselves, like Poland, actually on a trapeze, this one had astronauts, and actual astronaut suits, not silver things that they just knocked up in something in Ireland,
We can still do that in tinfoil, Donna. Don't worry
That's
about
true.
it.
Yeah, we can work something out. But I like that song actually, and it still had a little country edge, which I don't know whether it's in favour or not this year. It's one of those that we've seen a lot of trials over the last few years, but it's got so far but never quite got there, which is a shame. But I did like that, and
we're calling it country-ish because
Country-ish,
we're not
yeah.
going full country. It's just country-ish or country-esque.
Yeah. Like Diamonique, isn't it? It's not quite Diamond.
And you can't afford the real thing. It's like country-eek.
Yeah, but she got a nice sound and a nice voice, and I was quite pleased to see her there. Also, as you said, Leonora as well. She was one of my borderline contenders, partly because I thought the song, I couldn't work out what genre it was actually meant to be, but it worked nicely with the live band as well, and they actually had a live band playing as well. So when that sax kicked in, it really was oh wow, that really sounds nice. So it was good to hear, to have the live musician, and it really made a lot of her vocal as well. So yeah, that was nice as well.
This is why you need a live orchestra at Eurovision. We keep banging on about it, but it works so
Ian,
well.
if you're going to pay them, I'm pretty sure they will actually have an orchestra for you.
If you pay them, they will come.
Exactly, absolutely. And Moss as well. What a lovely high register he had. One of the UK's living abroad. I liked it. I thought he had a beautiful ballad there, and definitely deserved to be where he was. So yeah, good.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Donna and Ian. Go on, Phil.
Yeah. You asked, did the right five go through? Obviously, no. Fleischmann should have been there.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah. I quite like the Great Leslie, to be honest.
I think that's the best name.
What, Fleischmann?
No, the Great Leslie.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
We're not just good. We're great.
Yeah.
But we're not super. We're just great.
Yeah, and sort of an indie rock sort of sound. It reminded me a little bit of the Arctic Monkeys as well. But yeah, I like that. It was good. I
didn't like his vocals. I thought his vocals were a bit harsh, sort of harsh sounding, and it really didn't sit well with me. I liked the song, but not his just the tone of his vocal. Yeah. His vocal was fine. It's just the pitch of it just did something in my ear that I didn't. A bit like the other year with that. Oh, I'm not going to go into that now. No, I can't deal with them again. But yeah, it's just a shame it was a bit Maneskin-y copy. If they'd have made it their own, I think it would have been better, because you put off straight away by the fact that they are a blatant copy of Maneskin.
Leonora, not the one with the big chair, the other one.
Because we did Google it. Because we went,
it's not the same one, is it?
She's not just passed her chair over to him, has she?
No, it's a different one. I thought that was good. I mean, to be honest, I think it's the sort of song that would do well with juries. And if you're one of the big five, everyone else who has to qualify has to go through 100% televote semi-final. So, this could have stood out. I thought she was sat at the piano a little too long, and there was a bit too much chorus as well in the song. It was a bit chorus heavy, but I like the sound. I thought it was good.
I thought this was bloody brilliant. It would have stood out and a country mile at Eurovision. There's nothing so far that is going that's anything like this. You're right. She did sit at the piano too long. It was unnecessary. But I think the problem with it was that she never opened her eyes or engaged with the viewer. She never looked down the camera. And that's always a dangerous game to play, because if you're not looking at people know that you're not looking at them, sort of thing. You don't engage with them. And that's half the battle, is engaging with your audience. But I thought the performance was fabulous, and it was a lovely sort of chilled sort of song, and she looked like she was enjoying herself. She just needed to open her eyes. I really hope she comes back with something just slightly better than this, because I think she's fantastic.
Yeah, what do you think of Moschino then?
Well, obviously, I loved his outfit, loved the feather boa, loved the sparkly trousers. Bloody plinth, I've written.
Yeah.
His voice was great, but the song just took too long to kick in.
Yeah, I think there were some dolphins crying in Bridlington Harbour.
That's not this. That's not this show.
Was it not?
No,
Oh, right.
that's the next show.
Oh, right, because this one was quite high as well, wasn't
No,
it?
yeah, that was the next show.
Yeah, I didn't like the song either. I thought the lyrics were a bit cliched, but
I think he had a fantastic voice.
he did, yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
but they just gave it, he wrote this song, and it's just not quite right. But I thought it looked really sort of, look at me, I'm going to look really cool, and I'm going to put sparkly pants on and a feather boa, and that's exactly what I do when I've had a couple of gins. Think, do you know what? I'm going to put sparkly pants on and a feather boa.
Yeah, Arbor and China, we're going to talk about them in a bit, I think, aren't we? So, Liza, Lovers on Mars. It's nice to see a song opening with an acoustic guitar where you've not got somebody pretending to play it. Her outfit was a bit weird, wasn't it?
I don't know what was going on there.
No.
We've seen weirder ones last night at Melfest, to be fair, though.
I thought the song wasn't bad, but I kind of didn't like her vocal style. It was a bit odd.
I put vocally not the best.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how it qualified the line after that. So, I'm not sure what they were thinking when they thought, oh, do you know what? We'll send this through.
But yeah, astronauts were good.
How many floating astronauts have we seen, Phil, at Eurovision?
That's a very good question. I don't know. I mean, we've seen a lot of astronauts. I don't know how many of them were flying.
You always get them in pairs or more than two. So I think we might have seen more astronauts at Eurovision than plinths.
Possibly, yeah. So yeah, that's me, I think.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Phil. Paul and Andrew, what do you think?
Leonora, This Bliss, I thought it was absolutely wonderful. This show should have been chosen to go. I think I agree with everything you said, Michelle. There's nothing like this at Eurovision. It was very much Swing Out Sister vibes. And I just thought it was absolutely beautiful, and it just absolutely blew me away. I think the only other song that really blew me away was Moschino. I absolutely loved his song as well. Gorgeous ballad, beautiful voice, absolutely magnificent.
And when you hear his backstory as well, I mean, he's gone through a lot to get there. And I think he's done a fabulous job. I do hope we can see more of him. I hope
both of them come back.
I think they will.
Yeah.
The great Leslie. I've been trying to think of famous Leslies.
Crowther.
Joseph.
Joseph.
Grantham.
Andy.
Leslie Phillips. Oh, hello. Whatever it was.
Oh, yeah.
Ding Dong.
Ding Dong.
Ding Dong. Yeah.
Ding Dong. Anyway, so Ding Dong, the band, they had great stage. I thought they had good stage presence and big vocal for another English singer who's got his break over there in Germany. Just heard it all before, really. I think it's like sort of Blur meets Franz Ferdinand, Britpop, but not as good. It was okay. I completely agree about Leonora. I think she was fabulous. I do think she had a slightly shaky voice at times, nerves, I guess. And Lovers on Mars. Yeah, it was the most Eurovision song there, definitely. Sort of, you'd find it in a heat of Melfest and probably advance to the final easily. Very well sung, good staging, nice astronauts swinging about. all over the place.
I would say her version of Creep was absolutely amazing. That was
She did a
good.
fabulous version of Creep.
Oh no, it was awful.
Didn't
Oh
like
my
it.
god.
Not keen.
I
but
listened to
Jell-
about 10 seconds of
Yeah.
it and thought, this is
I,
not for
don't know,
me.
I thought it was quite good.
Because
Okay.
I like Creep. It's a song I
Yeah, so do
really
we,
like.
but you know, nobody will ever be as good as the original, but I think she did a good job. But the picture behind her wasn't Mars. If you're thinking about Mars, then have a picture of Mars on the background.
Yeah, it's not rocket science.
No, no. Yeah,
Perhaps that's why the astronauts were floating in space above her, because they'd gone to the wrong planet.
yeah.
Fair
So, yeah.
point. You can't argue with that, can you? But you know, I don't think. I think we might be overthinking it.
Maybe if she's on Mars, then you wouldn't see Mars behind her because she's already on it.
Oh yeah, that's true. We would see a different planet if she was on Mars, because
Not that
she is
close.
on Mars. We don't know. It might be in the future, and there's another planet. Anyway, that's for another time.
Thomas.
I think we might be overthinking this.
What do you think?
Do you think, Thomas? What do you think?
Yeah, let me start with the Great Leslie. That's the German answer to Picket Jacks. Absolutely awful.
That's oh my god! They were the ones that I was trying not to mention because they
Yeah,
drove me mental.
yeah, absolutely Picket Jacks vibes. But just awful. This is the only one of those 5 in the super final I actually didn't like. The rest is actually fine. Leonora, as you all have said, absolutely amazing, beautiful voice, well staged. So it was absolutely okay. Moskina, best voice of the evening. Absolutely beautiful song. Yeah, maybe he was a bit in a hurry because he forgot to button his shirt. But yeah, it was okay. It was okay. But it was one of my favorites of the evening. Beautiful voice. And Liza with that mask thingy, absolutely. I think her vocalist was absolutely fine. It was only his 3rd appearance on a big stage. She have never had any singing lessons at all. So to be there and make that performance, that was absolutely amazing. So head up for that performance. So I think she should come back with a little more experience, a little more training, and then she could do very well in this competition. And who else have we got? I forgot something. No. Beside the one song we are about to talk about, I think.
Yeah, don't spoil it yet, Thomas. Not yet. It's the big finale of the show. So, Ian, what are the chat rooms saying?
Well, Elliot's chiming in the call. He really liked Lovers on Mars. But he did also come up with a couple of interesting about the whole kind of situation with that. That Ada said if they don't win, basically they're going to change the broadcaster in Germany. So this is their last chance.
That's a bold statement.
Yeah, if you don't
so
win.
basically, there's more than one broadcast in Germany, so they could take the competition, give it to the other one, but like the BBC giving up to ITV in the UK. So pressure's on, it seems there.
Oh my god!
That's
yeah,
an interesting little bit from Elliot that we didn't know there. So yeah, that's
So that might be
and
why
that'd be a biggie because they've had that a long time.
That might be why I changed it so that they didn't send the best group ever because they didn't want it to be a joke and lose the broadcast.
But if you're going to do that, have an internal selection. If you're not going to let the public actually pick the song, have an internal selection.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Anyway, this is a conversation that we can have another time. Let's have a look who won because nobody knows yet. We don't know. Let's see.
Gewählt hat. Sondern wir schicken gleich 2.
Amo und Tina mit Ballard. Ihr seid es! Ihr singt für
Well, there we have it. It's Arbor and Tina. They're going to represent Germany at Eurovision 2025. Paul and Andrew. Right decision?
Not really.
Oh, brilliant.
To be honest, it was of all the songs, is probably the one that we disliked the most last night. I mean, it was all right. I usually love, I usually love a good banger, a new, but I just found it really too repetitive. Ba la 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 la, all the whole song. It just doesn't work for me. However, the audience loved it. Yeah, it won. Got the public vote. I don't know. I have nothing more to say.
Fair enough. That's it. That's all we need.
Drivel. Absolute drivel. It was basically a Clean Bandit B-side, and it just didn't bring anything new. It was, I think this will probably be sort of like 20th.
Don't make a prediction yet. That's for after we've reviewed this. We're going to do it in a sec.
Okay. Yeah.
Wild prediction times in a minute.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go next. I'm going to go to Thomas because I'm not sure if Thomas would like this or not. Thomas, what did you think?
I think it's okay. I think it's a good song. It's an absolutely earworm. People will remember it. And anyone can sing Bala Bala Bala. It was stuck in my head all night. So you can remember it. It got a catchy tune to it, a good beat. She's a great performer. Maybe she should do some cardio because I think she was quite out of breath at some moments. But that could be trained. She have 2 months, so go to the gym, exercise. But I think it's a good song. It's a good choice for Germany. I think they will go something. They try something else, and people will remember it. It's an earworm. So well done, Germany.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Thomas. I'm going to go next because I think we're going to go in order of people that think it's all right-ish, and I think Donna and Ian are going to win. So I thought it was a brilliant dancey song. I love the staging. I love the interpretive dancing. Said nobody ever, but it wasn't interpretive dancing. It was upbeat and it was a proper dance. It wasn't like, oh, look, oh, doves and all that. It was good. I think it was just a shame about her vocal. She was just a bit weak, a bit breathy. And I think when she gets to Eurovision, they're going to stop her. They're going to do the Jedward factor of they run off and do what they want. So they actually put them on a plinth with the water to stop them running around and going mental. If anyone needs a plinth, it's just a small plinth. It's this woman to stop her from, to stop her going mad because she wants to dance to this song. She's loving it. She's loving life. It's killing the song. We need to contain her. We need to contain but let her out at the end to smash the cello, because why not? Why would you not? But I think it's brilliant. I think it will do well, but we need to contain her. We just need to contain her a little bit. Phil?
Yeah, I think her vocal struggled a bit.
It's just because she was going mental.
It's on that they're like billed as a duet because he just pretends to play the cello, or certainly in Eurovision he'll pretend to play the cello because he won't be actually playing it live.
Well, he wasn't playing it at the end because she smashed it.
Well, I know, yeah. But I like the song, and it's it is going to stand out. It's not, your standard Eurovision fodder. Maybe it's something new. It's something different. I'm not convinced it'll win, but I think it'll do all right.
Are you ready now? Donna and Ian are going to absolutely smash my theory to bits.
Well, my notes for this one was Dan's pish. It's no.
Oh, yeah, I knew I could rely on you.
No, it's. I mean, I'm not a big fan of dance music anyway, but this just seemed messy. The performance she literally was all over the place. But I didn't. No, I didn't.
Nah, I think you're dissing it a bit too much. Yeah. I think I'm going along the lines of Michelle here. We'll have to agree to disagree on this one. As much as, again, it's not a genre I'm a huge fan of, I've actually sort of started to appreciate this a little bit more. Apparently, she wasn't very well. So I don't know how true this is, but that can easily affect her vocal. But yeah, she needs reining back a little bit, doesn't she? She's a bit Jessica Malboy at the minute. We don't need any more of that. But yeah,
Needs a Jedward paddling pool.
Shower.
but it is quite catchy. Yeah, the repetitiveness does lend to that, but we've seen many other songs that are just the same. I mean, we've got more to come up as well that are stuck in your head because of that repetitiveness. But for the right reasons, if that makes sense. So yeah, this could do well. It will stand out, and it's different for Germany, especially sending an Austrian duo on their behalf, although the record label I think is actually in Germany. And one of my friends has just told me that she was actually in the same class as the lady. She was in the same class at school as Tina. So
well, I knew I was right putting you on last with a brag like that.
Yeah. It's nice. So yeah. It was not my claim to fame, but hers. But you know.
Yeah. So interesting point popped up from Elliot in the chat. That looks like Stefan Raab actually chose this particular song off their album. So
you never want an old man that's desperate to keep his job picking a song for you, do you?
Yeah,
that's bad.
But maybe there's a bit of bias there. I don't know. Who knows? But also, Elliot did say if you're going to smash an instrument, obviously do it properly.
Yeah, but it's a cello, man. They cost a lot of money. I was quite dismayed at the whole.
Yeah. How many cellos have they gone through? Because they must have had rehearsals and they've had semi-finals and stuff. They're not cheap.
It'll be the same one that just keeps getting wood glued back together.
If
the music's on a track anyway, it doesn't really matter, does it? You know?
It's like if you mime it doesn't have to be a real cello, does it? It can be
I don't think it was.
As long as it looks like a real cello.
Yeah,
I don't think it was because they smashed it. Exactly. And that would have been bloody expensive if it'd been real.
Literally smashed it. So everybody, now that Germany have picked and we've seen who the winner is, do we think? Let's go to Thomas. Everybody watch Thomas's face. Yeah, Thomas, do you think this will qualify?
I don't know.
Where do we think this is? This is the time for wild predictions. Obviously, it's going to qualify
because it's Big Five.
Yeah. So I'm going to go around you all and just ask Donna and Ian: will this do better with the juries or with the public?
It could be randomly a mix of both. I think it will do better with the public.
Yeah, I would say public.
And by the time we've weeded out a lot of the novelty songs, because they'll have cancelled each other out, we'll have had, I think, a bit more of a balanced final. Well, I'm hoping so anyway. So yeah, this could do well with both and actually give Germany a potential good score.
Thank you very much. Paul and Andrew, we're not going for wild sort of where it's going to come yet. Is it going to do better with juries or the public?
Public.
I'm not sure. I think it will be a bit of both, based on the fact that last night the jury at the show, and Conchita and whoever it was.
You can't trust Conchita with anything.
Well, they loved it, and the audience loved it, and the people at home loved it. So maybe a little bit of both.
Fair enough.
Myself, that's all.
Fair enough. Thomas, who do you think is going to appreciate this more? The jury?
Public. The public vote. They could have a little dance around the coffee table and sing and dancing. So I think definitely the public vote will be Germany's best hope this year.
Phil?
Yeah, I think it could do reasonably well with the juries, but I think it'll do better with the public than the juries. But I don't think the juries will hate it either. You know, it is something different. It's not your standard Eurovision fodder.
It doesn't mention coffee.
Nothing wrong with that.
In it, so it will definitely do better than that with the juries. So let's have a think. We're going to go wild prediction time. So Donna, how many people are in the final? 27? 26, isn't it? 26.
Yeah, 26.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
So
that was a trick question for a
No,
minute.
no. So the Donald, pick a number between 1 and 26 where you think Germany might possibly come.
I would say around 14, if they're lucky top 10.
I'm not writing it down. I'm writing mine down because I've got a list. I've already had 2 number 11s. I don't want to get confused again.
Right.
Something like 16th to 20th.
Pick
Yeah,
a number. 18.
18th.
So Paul and Andrew. Oh, look on.
Sorry, our dinner's just arrived.
22nd.
All right. Oh, God, it's like Star Trek.
18th as well.
18. Oh, 18. Okay. 17th was that we just had randomly shouted at us.
22nd, he said.
Oh, 22nd.
22nd.
No, he's definitely wrong. Thomas, wild prediction.
9th.
Ooh, top 10.
I think it will do well. I think it will do well this year.
I like it. I like how bold you are.
I'm going to say if she sorts her vocals out, I think it could come 8th.
8th. I think I've already got an 8th.
I know you had 2 7s. didn't
Yeah,
you?
I put one 8th
Yeah.
because I had 2 7s at one point. Oh, I can't remember who it was now. I'm going 12th.
Mm.
Yeah, I do like it, but
Yeah.
there's still a lot of songs to come. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you disagreed with Elliot.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
Just agree
God,
with that.
no. What's wrong with me? No.
The stars are aligning, Michelle.
Bollocks. Oh, I can't believe that. That's terrible. So we've all decided it's going to qualify. It's going to come anywhere between 1 and 26.
Yeah.
If she sorts the vocals out, I think Thomas is right. If she does sort of vocals out, this is top 10 material.
Mm.
But it's whether you need to contain the giddiness. And it's really hard, as everyone's seen me with a drink in me. It's hard to contain the giddiness. Once it's there, it's there. So that's it. We're all done and dusted for Germany for another year. Don't forget to join us in 12 and a half minutes where we're going to talk all things Denmark. And some people might be back for that. You never know.
This is saying very quickly. Well done, Germany. I didn't agree with your winner, but I thought the actual show and all the songs were brilliant.
Oh, brilliant. It's a shame it's going to be on a different broadcast next year, but I'm sure they'll appreciate that. So it just leaves us to say goodbye to our panelists. Goodbye, Thomas.
Goodbye. Thank you for having
Oh, I
me.
don't know when
And I may be here later.
I really hope we see you soon, Thomas. And Paul and Andrew, thank you very much, Paul and Andrew.
Bye-bye.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Right, enjoy your tea.
Yeah, enjoy your tea with 1 more minute. And thank you, Donna and Ian.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Yeah,
Maybe
you might
see
be
you soon.
seeing us very soon.
And it's goodbye from us. Bye.
Bye.